Back once again, it's Intelligent Cycle here, and this is one of everyone, including myself, most anticipated movies for this entire month of February. I heard about this in the announcement when it was coming out, heard it in so many film festivals, and this is called Crime 101, and this is a pretty much a heist crime thriller film starring, of course, Chris Hemsworth as Mike Davis, Mark Ruffalo as Detective Lou Bexton, Barry Koeghan as Armin, Halle Berry as Sharon Combs, Corey Hawkins, Devin Bostick, and Nick Nolte. A Los Angeles detective pursues an elusive thief who teams up with an insurance broker to do one last heist. So we pretty much go into the standpoint of Chris Hemsworth. He pretty much is one of the crime local thieves in Los Angeles. He plays Mike Davis. He is pretty much assigned on heist missions. He's working under his boss, played by Nick Nolte, as Money. He is on assignment heist missions as a thief, as a jewel thief to go, as a thief to go steal, as a thief to go steal around and go along the actual crime actually going on all of the crime waves around this whole 101 section. And of course, Halle Berry, she ends up playing an insurance broker. She's pretty much in an insurance law firm that she's trying to get up, and she's trying to get into a better position. She's been working there for the past years, and she pretty much is, fed up with the kind of the staffing, because she figured that she figured that she worked in the insurance firm for a long time. She figured that she could move up in a better position, and it didn't work. So she's still trying to figure that out. Mark Ruffalo, like I said, he's pretty much getting called out by people inside his in the LAPD in the department, and as a robbery detective, and he's pretty much on the war path to trying to find this elusive thief who pretty much is doing all these codes and trying to crack codes for on these different missions. And he figured that he finally figured out a way to catch this elusive thief, Mike Davis, played by Chris Hemsworth. But unfortunately, he came so close, and he's just, falls so much short. And he's falling down in the rankings because he's pretty much getting a rap sheet from his young detective, Tillman, and pretty much other people in the department. And his department is not really too fond of it because of his path, his path that he's gone down. And he's pretty much down on his luck. He's down in his marital life. It's not going good. And of course, what's happened with him as far as his firm not really getting actual results. And then of course, like I said, on one last heist mission that he had, that Mike Davis has, he's pretty much broke. He's pretty much down on his luck. The things that I like about this film in a lot of different ways is, I do like that they show different other, I like that they show stages of everyone's of showing through going through everybody's life, and going through everyone's like path and how they're going about it. I felt like that was pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty intriguing that like I said, you saw, of course, what Mike Davis is going through. Of course, I like the fact that you saw what Lou is going through. Of course, Sharon Combs, Halle Berry, I like the fact that they show what she was going through. And of course, Barry Koeghan is one of the higher hitmen by Mike Davis's boss. He ends up getting hired to really go follow Mike and follow every move he goes in. He pretty much is having to take down. And pretty much one of the before the last big heist job, one of the big heist jobs that ends up going wrong is he ends up going to rob a jewel bank. Robbing a jewel robbing the jewelry store. So he ends up going to robbing a jewelry store, and it didn't go the way that it planned. And so he ends up getting this scene, and then he ends up being on camera, and then of course the last heist mission was to go out and this other guy that they call Monroe, he ends up being the one that they end up seeing the one that end up seeing in the film. But the things that I like about this film is, like I said, it shows it six different stages of like all of these characters. But the main issue that I have with this film is I think that this film's runtime really is uh is a bit too all over the place. Is a bit too much. 2 hours and 20 minutes. It just feels like it takes so long. It kind of struggles to really find a purpose. It finds a calling, and I really feel like it struggles to try to find a narrative that they can stick on and they can stay on. Um, and I feel like some of these stories that I like, that the fact that they showed in different stages of characters, it felt like it take too long to get to an overarching point, and it just felt like just a running a regular stereotypical crime drama films that we've seen plenty of times in the past. So that'd be the main thing I would say I would complain about. It does get too very predictable, and it has a lot of familiar plot points. It feels like it has a lot of familiar beats that I've seen before in other crime films, and it really doesn't get to a point to where we really get to like some of these characters, because mainly to a lot of these characters besides one, I think Mark Ruffalo to me has the best role in here. As a Detective Lou, I feel like he was the best character in here, but the rest of the other characters I absolutely can't stand, and they're really just not likable at all. And some I feel like were completely miscast, like Monica Babaro as Maya. The girl that Mike Davis is seeing. I feel like she really did not have a purpose in here. I really feel like she was kind of just a placeholder, and miscast. Like I said, I feel like Barry Koeghan as Armin. I feel like he was kind of miscast in the role. He didn't really feel like he had a purpose in here. So yeah, I just feel like certain people were miscast, and I feel like certain people just didn't really have their own like standalone points. I feel like they was kind of following the same routine crime drama thriller routine. It didn't really feel like everything that we've already seen before. Um, and yeah, that would be the main thing I would say is a big issue with this film as far as that, and it made the runtime feel excruciatingly long in certain points. It didn't necessarily take me out of the film, but it really feel like it took too long to get to what the overarching point that it was trying to the message it was trying to send. So I give this film a 2.5 out of 4 stars. It's a good one-time watch, but you're probably not going to really think about this one in the upcoming days, or even the upcoming, uh, even the upcoming 6 months, or even close to the end of the year. You're not gonna really think about this film for a while, but it was a decent watch. It was a good one time watch, and that's all pretty much I got to say about that one. So, yeah, that's how I feel about Crime 101. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Will you go see Crime 101? Will you go? And I don't think it's worth going to pay for a theatrical release, or even getting a free ticket, buying it on there online to go see it. I think it's just best for you kind of just sit there and watch at home. If you're not feeling to do much of anything, just probably put this one on for that purpose of being. But other than that, those are my thoughts on Crime 101. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.